y'all, I want to do a video on how to do an at-home COVID test since a lot of us are going to be visiting relatives for Christmas and COVID is going around. We all have it right now. So I picked up this BinaxNOW. These rapid tests at the store are the same things that we carry in our urgent care and that we use in our urgent care, so they're pretty accurate. So pick this up, and then you need some tissues. So there's three main components to any COVID test, no matter what the brand is: the actual test part, the reagent, and then the swab. So for the BinaxNOW, they have these little test cards, so you open it up. Ooh. And it shows you where to put the drops. So we'll put 6 drops of the reagent right here in the first hole. We'll count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then we'll get our sample. This could possibly be the most important part. So to get a good sample, I tell all of my patients and my kids and my family, blow your nose, but don't wipe it, which means blow your nose and try to bring as much mucus, goop, all the stuff that you have in your nose down, so that way the swab can pick it up. That's where most of the viral particles will be. So, but don't wipe it. All of the swabs are usually anterior nares, so we'll just bring it up that length in our nose. So what we do is we will put it in our nose, just the length of this tip, and I say around 5 times, a couple extra times for good measure, into each nostril. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, there we go. We got a good sample. After that, on this sample card, we are gonna put it in here underneath, and I think it says to swirl it 3 times and let it set 1 minute, but I'll double check. I always swirl it a lot, and I usually let it set a little bit longer than 1 minute to make sure that we get the viral particle out of the swab. And I ask Siri to say, hey Siri, set me a timer for 1 minute. And then I let it just sit there. Okay, so once we have let that set and we turned it, it said 3 times. I do it a little bit more. We'll take that off and then shut this and lay the card flat. If positive, you will have 2 lines. If it's a C, if your test says C, that's for control. That does not mean COVID positive. That just means control. You should always have a control line. If you have a positive line without a control line, then it's a faulty test. You don't have a good test. If both of the lines, if there's 2 lines in there, the control and the sample line, you're positive for COVID. If just the control line is positive, then that just means that it's a good test and the control is good. So we will set a timer for 15 minutes and wait for that to come up. Okay, the test says to wait 15 minutes, but it has not been 15 minutes, but we are already positive, as evidenced by the control line and sample line. Okay, it has not been 15 minutes. Okay, it has not been 15 minutes, but it's already positive, as evidenced by the control and the sample. So the sample is me, that means I'm positive. I'm on my 5th day of quarantine. I think that the current recommendations are to quarantine for 5 days away from everybody and then 5 more days in a mask. So that's what we will be doing. I hope that this helps.